Hey everyone, I am going to do another pick a deck reading. So today I have three decks. I have the Modern Witch Tarot deck, I have the Fairy Tarot deck, and I have the Everyday Witch Tarot deck. So 1, 2, 3, pick your deck. And today's topic is going to be on where does your personal power originate? So let's get started. So this is for those of you who chose deck number 1 or the Modern Witch Tarot deck. This is on the topic of where does your personal power originate? So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Enjoy the weekend. Where does your personal power originate if you chose this deck? We have the Four of Cups, and then we have the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Four of Wands, and then we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Five of Wands, and the Six of Wands wanted to flip right over there. So, and then on the back of the deck, we have the Four of Pentacles. So where does your personal power originate? So the first thing I'm getting is that if you chose this deck, this pile, you are very intelligent. You are a very intelligent person, probably more like above average intelligence in whatever way that looks for you. Specifically, I'm seeing that you're very resourceful. You're very good at like making something out of nothing. And you are this keeps you very secure and very stable in the physical world. I also feel like your life experience has also made you, has given you some really good tools, some really good wisdom, and has really helped you to kind of like navigate some things now. So maybe this is why you struggle. I wouldn't say like struggle less, because we all struggle to like our own abilities, but it's made things, easier for you that like somebody who hasn't had those experiences be. Yeah, you've had a lot happen in your life. I feel like you've also maybe overcome a lot, and had a lot of success, but it wasn't like success that just came out of nowhere, right? It was success that came from this life experience. And so through these life experiences, you've really learned how to make something out of nothing. Because you could have been a person where like you had been through so much, and it really taught you some good skills for how to maintain your stability and security in life. And your personal power also comes from this like inner inspiration that you have, this inner spark, this inner joy, where you just enjoy, you know, trying to find new ways of doing things, trying to navigate all these different emotional aspects. You really completed a lot of cycles in your life, and this has given you a tremendous amount of freedom, and it's also given you this huge ability with your victory, with your success in life, and you've gotten a lot of praise and acclaim for that. So I'm just going to pull a couple other cards. This one is from Ask Your Guides deck. And then I'll pull one from Believe in Your Own Magic deck. So what else for people? Okay, whoa. Tell me. Intuition, inner child. Yeah, so you're also a person who might be very intuitive, and like I said before, you've learned these intuitive lessons from your life experiences, from having to go through things. We have victory, divine helpers. So yeah, you're really connected to the spirit world. A lot of like maybe childhood trauma, or having to overcome some things has really made you a lot wiser. And also you are like a gifted individual, like I said, gifted intellectually, intelligently, whatever that means to you, because those are kind of like ambiguous words that we use, I know. But I am seeing definitely a lot of intelligence here. And even though I think sometimes your intelligence gets in your way too, but it looks like it's showing me also that you've overcome a lot of this, being in your head. I have the Eight of Swords here, and so I think you have been in your head, but it looks like it really hasn't fazed you. Like you've really overcome a lot. You've learned a lot. So what other messages do we have, please, for this particular pile, this particular deck? It's so hard to shovel these bigger decks. Okay, we have Spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. Number 43. And then we have Flower. Be honest with yourself. So yeah, your like intellectual abilities, like I was saying before, have really given you, the ability to overcome a lot, to gain this wisdom. You're also kind of like out of this world, like that sounded like cheesy pickup line or something. I didn't mean it like that, but like you are kind of could feel like you're different maybe, but your difference is what makes you unique is kind of also what makes you. That's kind of where your personal power is. You have this ability, like intuition is kind of like, I see that similarly to being spiritual. We have spaceship, and so I would equate the spaceship with spirituality. And there's these mermaids, so kind of like living in that in between, but you're also good in the physical world because you do have these. And then you could be like a very honest person. You could be very transparent with how you speak. Usually like intelligent people are pretty honest, pretty direct. So, and you're also very successful. So that's what I have for you guys. Hopefully this resonated. Those are awesome places for where your power is. But if this didn't resonate, you can feel free to pick out the other the other piles or other decks. But I appreciate you guys stopping by today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, this is for those of you who chose number 2, the Fairy Tarot, and the topic is on where does your personal power originate? So I hope you guys are having a great day today. Thank you so much for stopping by. So for everyone who chose this pile, this deck, where does their personal power originate? Where does your personal power originate? We have the Seven of Spring. And then we have the Six of Autumn. We have the Four of Winter. Oops, these are bigger. Sorry about that sun. I try to close the blinds, but then it just always creeps right in. We have Release. That's too many, sorry. These bigger decks are so hard to shuffle. I have such small hands. The Seven of Winter. Oh, okay, we have the World. And then we have the Queen of Summer. Alright. Okay. And we have the Five of Spring. And we have Unity. And then on the back of the deck, we have Ego. Okay, so where does your personal power originate? For number 2 for the Fairy Tarot. Your personal power originates from your ability to overcome obstacles. I feel like you've been through a lot if you chose this pile. I feel like it also comes in your choices, the choices that you've made in the past, and how you have pushed yourself to kind of complete cycles and to make sure that you are learning your life lessons. You've overcome a lot. Yeah, this is overcomer pile. You've really had a lot of time to reflect. So your self-reflection, maybe introspection. You also have this ability to kind of transform negative situations or transform things. So you're able to let things go that don't serve you, and then when you do that, you're able to really grasp onto things that are better serving for you. I feel like you also have some kind of quirkiness or uniqueness if you chose this pile. And also your ability to be very giving. You're a very giving, loving person. You kind of have a good sense of karma, even if you don't really know what that means or use that word a lot. You have a sense of doing right by others, and then so that kind of comes back to you. Especially, I think you're especially good with people who have different opinions than you do. You're especially good, and so you are usually open and accepting of hearing out other people who make different life choices or who are different from you. You're not very judgmental. You're very accepting. If you chose this pile, you're also kind of a lifelong learner. You really want to live by your value system, but you're always kind of trying to learn more about what that value system is. And I also feel like you don't really allow yourself to get caught up in little things that aren't important. You give yourself kind of space that you need when you're having some sort of issue or something. Or some sort of trouble or problem in your life. You kind of give yourself space to heal that. I'm going to pull one of these. Ask your guides. Okay. We have Denial. And then we have Invention. I feel like you're kind of a creative person, and your power comes from this creative creativity, but you also kind of struggle with that imposter syndrome, like where you don't know if what you're actually doing is actually good or if people perceive it to be good. Um, let's pull one of these believe in your own magic cards. Oops. What else for this pile? You're very like innovative, very creative, artistic. Um, what else? What else do we have? Oh, that's too many. I was going to take them, but there's like 3. And I'll just probably pull one if they don't. My goodness. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's too many. Okay, I'm just gonna pull one. So. Okay, so you got garden. Something lovely will grow from this. Yeah, so what I was saying is kind of like you're creative, but you kind of struggle with that imposter syndrome. Let's see what's on the bottom. We have gray. Endings are inevitable. So you might have like had a lot of endings. In fact, I do see that in another card. You have the world here. So you might have struggled with this in the past where, you've had a lot of endings, but it's really been it's become a strength of yours because now you are able to kind of like overcome this. So yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully that resonated. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if this does not resonate, you can always check out any of the other decks. Thank you guys. Alright, this is for those of you who chose the third deck, which was the Everyday, which is Tarot. And so this topic is on where does your personal power originate from? So let's see. Where does your personal power originate from? We have the 8 of Wands. We have the High Priestess. We have the 4 of Swords. Last pile got this 4 of Swords too. We have Judgment. Oops. We have the 2 of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the 9 of Cups. Sorry. Try to get these so you can see them. We have the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Star. Okay. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. So where does your personal power originate from? Your personal power originates from your intuition. You may have psychic gifts. It also originates from your ability as a healer. You may be a healer, and you may have had to heal yourself. It also originates in your ability to make good choices for yourself or make choices that you are in alignment with. using your discernment. You have really good discernment. You're also just like a really kind of like kind, compassionate, caring person. Um, you have like a lot of charisma, very charismatic, very kind of like emotional, but not like emotional, um, like emotionally intelligent. Yeah, that's a better way to put that. You're very like active, like you may have a very active life, like you like to be doing a lot of things and you're good at doing a lot of things. You like to try new things. Um, very loving, very caring. You have a lot of faith too. You have faith in yourself and faith in the universe or God, spirit, whoever. You're very hopeful, very like you have kind of like that childlike enthusiasm or hope for things to work out in your favor, and you know how to kind of like tap into that intuition, really like give yourself time and space to rest, um, so that you're able to, or like meditate or something, you're able to kind of like give yourself that grace of um, not always having to do things. Like you do like to do things, and you are kind of like a person who likes to do and try new things and be busy and stuff, but you also are very well balanced with relaxing and going inward to think about things and try to stabilize emotions. You're very good with that. You could be very charming too. Like you're a very charming person, very charismatic, um, caring. You're some kind of healer. You could be like into witchcraft or um, spirituality, tarot. Okay, so I'm going to pull one of these Ask Your Guides cards and see what other information comes out. What else do we need to know for people who chose this deck? We have Discontent, Muses, and then we have Devotion, Nature Spirits. So yeah, I think you're always like trying to better yourself. Like you're never just stayed stagnant. I don't feel like you ever feel like you're stagnant. I feel like when you do give yourself that time to rest, you're actually legitimately like taking it as a resting period or um, a break from things. You never want to be like stagnant or not growing and learning. You want to try new things, and maybe you're like not content with the status quo too. Um, yeah, faith is. We got devotion again. Faith, devotion. I use that synonymously with faith. Um, so yeah, you're very. You could be like very spiritual too, very spiritually gifted as well. So I'll pull one of the Believe in Your Own Magic cards. Pull one of these cards out for you. There's three. I just need one, please. Okay, thank you. We have Lioness. You've earned all of your stripes. And then we have Gray. Endings are inevitable. This one came out in the last pile too. So you're kind of like a learner, I guess I would say. I already said that. A learner. Um, maybe have been through a lot. Maybe that's why you've been able to heal so much. You're also somebody who's able to sit next to your emotions and kind of observe them. You don't let them like overtake you. So that's kind of what I have for you guys. Hopefully that resonated, but if not, feel free to check out one of my other decks or piles. And I do appreciate you guys stopping by today. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys